everybody. Welcome to Nerdthusiast Podcast. We got some exciting music for you tonight. First off, I'm Frank, and here with my buddy Ed. And thanks for coming back on. We're starting to get some music podcasts rolling again for Nerdthusiast. Got some longtime friends that we have on board today. Tommy Glover and
Joe Kildae.
And
Joe Kildae.
we're going Glover Kildea.
Glover and Kildae, or Glover Kildea.
He just learned how to say that. Practice.
So, welcome, guys. Thanks for coming on board today, and we're going to talk some music, which I know you guys have been doing for a long, long time.
Indeed.
So, first off, let's start. I always ask this question of most people, which is, how did you get started? And semi-fortunately, I was there for back in high school. We all went to high school together and got to see these guys back in their youth. No, I mean, I knew them, but we didn't hang out in the same circles, but I definitely knew these guys.
Were you a roadie?
No, not at this point, not yet. And then we got to watch them on stage in high school.
Tell them about the bus, Frank.
The bus? Yeah, that's true, on the bus, but I didn't get to hear you sing on the bus. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves, since that's going to be much more appropriate than me trying to talk you up from 40 plus years ago.
I'm Tom Glover. I have been with Joe Joe is the songwriter of Valhalla. They are a former band that seemed to get a little traction and then kind of faded away. It was Valhalla, and that was when we were in high school.
Yeah, we don't have to give them the year, even though it was... So we
yes,
late 70s, early 80s. How about that?
Yourself?
No, I'm dated.
Reference.
Yeah.
And so, I auditioned for the band, and these guys brought me in, and they liked what they heard, so that was that. But Joe was the one that was writing the songs, and I always stuck close to him because our voices sound so great together, and he writes great songs. So excellent. That's where.
So we after our band in high school, we just kind of continued to hang out and play. Each of us continued to play music together and with other people. And in the 90s, we started jamming together again. And his wife started going, who hadn't heard his wife, who had never heard us before, started to hear us playing in the kitchen, and she started to say, "What's the plan, guys? What's the plan?" We were just jamming in the kitchen.
She was trying to get you out, or
I don't know,
or on tour,
trying to get us out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how much we were going to make.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so one night his brother was hosting in like 1999. So the high school thing's 1980. That was over 1981. 1981, that was all done. So this is fast forward to 1999, and his brother asked us over to McManaman's Pub, which is in Trenton also.
Sure.
And so
we played there, and John McManaman pulled us aside and said, "Can you guys play a night?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure."
So we didn't know anything.
And he said, "Well, I'll give you money." And we were like,
"Yeah, we definitely play now." Yeah.
We went up there though, and we didn't know anything. We knew nothing. All we knew was original songs that we were doing in the kitchen. We were just playing our songs. So we went up there and we just played our songs because that's all we knew. And the guy asked us if we wanted to play, and like Tom said, "Well, we don't know anything." Mm-hmm. And he said, "We don't care." So we went home. Played. Yeah, we went home real quick, got the guitars, learned a bunch of songs, and so we played out the little circuit for a little while. Played at Hamilton, McManaman's Pub, the Tunanog that you said, the Hibernians. Gersh's place. We're playing a bunch of places, just the two of us, and once in a while we had a third guy with us, Danny Coleman.
Yeah, I know Danny well.
You know Danny?
Yeah, absolutely.
Danny would bring out, he'd come out, he was great, because he'd bring out with all acoustic drums, like the bongos and maracas and tambourines, and it was so cool because we'd start playing, and he came in, we were already playing like 2 years, and he was in our band in high school. Shut up. So he was in our band in high school. And now you threw me off.
It worked.
Yeah. So, but anyway, what Danny did was when we started playing, he would bring maracas and stuff, and he'd start handing them out to the crowd.
Nice.
Now we got the crowd. It was very fun. It was a very fun time. But now you got the crowd with the maracas going in. We get the two of us singing and stuff like that. And
There's nothing like live. But when you play live, it's awesome.
Sure.
You're a DJ. You did this.
Well, I am, but Ed plays music, so he's.
There's nothing like it. It's the
There's
best.
nothing like it. Yeah.
Oh, then getting the crowd going.
Yeah,
I love that. I think I might steal that idea and start handing out some instruments to the crowd next time I play.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it
Were
worked.
you guys doing? Were you guys doing covers?
Yeah.
Well, that was. Yeah, when Johnny McManaman asked us to come out and play, we didn't know anything. We learned covers to continue that, and to build the job. That's what we did. We were a cover band. We were a cover band. So right now what we're doing is we're kind of concentrating on originals, but we're going to work in covers and see where it leads.
Which ironically is what I always really wanted to do, was originals, because his songs are awesome. And he doesn't have as much faith in them that I do. But, the artist always says, oh, I can do better. You're your worst critic is what I'm trying to say.
The good ones.
I'm his biggest fan. He's his worst critic.
No, it's true though. I mean, and the same thing with athletes and in most professions in life. I think the people who are your top performers generally are their own worst critics, and that makes them better. That makes them strive to get better.
Yeah.
And for the record, I love getting a crowd hyped up as a DJ too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same feeling. I mean, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool when you have fun when everybody there has fun. Like whether it's a handful of people or 1,000 people. That's the way I always felt when I DJ'd.
It's fun.
And there's been nights when you're just not on, and you sound like not good, and you notice that too.
Yeah, of course. Again, you're being critical of yourself. That's how you get better. I mean,
people throw bottles and they hurt.
It's like the Blues Brothers movie where they're throwing the bottles at you, right?
Tube wire up. Yeah.
Yeah, with the wire.
I don't think we ever sucked that bad.
Nah, I listen.
I'm sure you did.
Well, I just have the great story because everybody has their bar stories. And there's this one story for me anyway. There's a guy in the back going, "You suck! You suck!" All right, we suck.
My dad.
I had a guy. My other story is we played a song, and apparently a man out in the crowd had bet another man $20 who sang such and such song. So he came to me and he goes, "Who sang such and such song?" I said, "Well, blah blah blah." He goes, "I bet $20 that it was the other blah blah blah." I said, "Well, here's our book," and it says, he goes, "I bet $20. Okay, it was blah blah blah." whatever you say.
I don't remember that song.
Well, I mean, that was the same thing, and I'm sure it is with playing as it was with DJing. You have your random drunk who can be annoying and hates everything. Doesn't matter how good or bad you're playing. They always want to hear what they want to hear. So, But
then you get the random drunks that love everything.
Yeah, that's true too.
And
so it's a trait. Yeah,
I see gear. I see gear in the background. Who's the player? Matt? That's
Ed. Ed, not me.
Yeah. That's my. Yeah, that's all my
I can't.
stuff.
I can play the radio. That's about it, man.
Are you in a band or?
Yeah. I'm in a band. I have my own solo stuff that I do, but I'm playing in a band called Regency Club. With
awesome.
A couple friends of mine. Yeah, we actually we're playing Atlantic City next week. Actually,
that's awesome.
The Anchor Rock Club. Never, not a big AC guy. I know
I am.
You are obviously with poker, but yeah, it looks like a pretty cool place, and it looks like a legit rock venue. So it should be a lot of fun. I play bass in that band. I'm primarily a guitar player, but I rarely play guitar in bands because no one ever needs a guitar player. You need a drummer. You need someone who can play keys. You need someone who can play bass. So I just fill in wherever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you guys play instrument-wise? Yeah. I know you both sing.
I play 2 Martin guitars. That's all I need. I have no guitar collection per se. I do have exactly.
I need some. Ed's got a bunch here.
Yeah, I got quite a few.
I got my 2 Martins, and then I have a Fender Strat that is not here right now. It's my practice home guitar, so that's at home.
Gotcha. Joe, how about you?
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
also
with
got-
one hand, what are you playing right
Yeah.
now with the one
Yeah, we'll get
one
into
bad
the
hand?
injury.
Tom's got his
After
he's
this.
got his Guild 12 string in the shop also.
Yeah.
So we got that as a working guitar. I got a Taylor acoustic that I just bought this year that I really love. That's in the shop with his Guild. That's getting action work. I also have an old Ibanez that I just got reworked from 1982. I can't believe how good it sounds.
Oh wow.
And I have a acoustic
The
attack,
Takamine.
Takamine that I used on stage because it really beat the hell. I could beat the hell out of it. We got a Fender acoustic bass that Tom plays very well. Tom plays the harmonica. I don't know if anybody knows that. He could actually wear the thing and play and sing at the same
He's a
time.
one-man
I don't know
band.
if you ever saw him do that.
Who wanted to do that?
Can you hear the guitar?
Yeah.
We can, yeah.
Go for it.
Now let me ask you a question about that Takamine guitar. Do you have where the right below the strings, below the sound hole, is it all worn out?
Not my Ibanez.
Because I have seen a few different people who have played Takamine, because I have one as well, and right below the sound hole where your hand hits it, it seems to wear out and right in that spot.
Well, my experience with the Takamanis is that they crack. Tom had one years and years and years ago. I don't know if you can see this, but Tom had one years and years and years ago, and I resisted to buy one. There's cracks.
Oh yeah.
See those cracks?
Yep.
Tom had one, and I resisted buying it, but it was the only thing that I could afford that I knew could take a beating in a bar. And they do take beatings. They take beatings in the bars. So, but this can take a beat. It's a nice guitar. Take a
Yeah,
beat.
the Talks are great. I think mine is 98. I think I got it.
I got that in 2000, so it's a 99.
Yeah, I think it's my 98 or 99. It was my first real guitar that I got, and yeah, that's been through. It's been through a lot.
Yeah. This I bought in 1982. It's just an Ibanez. I just had redone, but you can't really see, but it sounds great. This guitar had lots and lots of blood. Lots of blood. This was the one when I was young. I was in my 20s. I beat the crap playing.
You're working hard.
Yeah. My Talk's got some on the inside of it for sure.
If there's no blood, man, you weren't playing.
Exactly, you're not doing it right. Now, what's going on with your hand? What'd you do?
Well, I had an operation last January on these two fingers. This finger was like this. That finger was like that. Now this year, a year later, my wrist, I couldn't bend my wrist. I can't do bar chords.
Oh no!
And I'm expecting Tom and I to get me through retirement.
There you go.
So I told the doctor I need this to work for the next 20 years. So anyway, so the other day I had surgery just yesterday, and he said there was lots of scar tissue, and that I should be a lot better. And he said generally it's piano players and guitar players that have this kind of scar tissue build up. So hopefully the third I get it wrong.
Quick recovery for you.
No
That's
pain.
it. All right, you're one day. That's pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah, so no pain, but it's the wrist that's the issue. So
Okay, well, quick recovery.
What are you going to play?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I'm excited. I want to hear something,
I
man.
should have had you over here. We could have just we could have done that.
That's it. I could have played tambourine. That's it. That's all I got.
I got a tambourine.
Well, I could keep a beat.
I got
mean,
some shakers.
I could keep a beat. That's about it.
You could play 5-card stud.
I could play. Yeah.
Can you hear the guitars all right?
Sounds good. What's that, Tommy?
This is the Martin, my
Oh.
newest one. I just bought this when I won at the jackpot on the slots. I won't give any amounts out, but
That's okay. You don't need to give an amount.
Martin.
This is not the IRS. We're okay.
sometimes it don't matter anyway. Hand me what you want to, I'm gonna get there anyway. Live or die, there comes another day now. Sometimes it don't matter anyway. Hang on
chance come. Ain't gonna get it back. We keep going right now, the only one we know. My, it's a sunny day. And I know I won't be 20 years old, yeah, every day. Oh, yeah, I'll run on shake every day, and someday I'm gonna die. Let's feel a good life, yeah. Sometimes it don't matter anyway. Getting what you want to, I'm gonna get there anyway. Live or die, there comes another day now. Sometimes it don't matter anyway.
Go.
That was good, man.
That was
Wow.
a landing.
Excellent. And I love the harmony's great.
great,
Like you said, Tom, I think you guys have voices that mesh really well, and that's always been the key, I think, with all the groups that I've liked over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can tell you guys have been playing together for a long time, so that's awesome.
And I guess Joe, the pain pills are kicking in from your surgery from yesterday. You didn't miss a beat there,
Yeah.
man. I didn't see no flinching, no grimacing or anything. That's good. That's a true musician. You're like in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in the zone, all right.
Thanks, man. I was concentrating on that. We went through the song the other day, and neither of us were happy with it, and we both decided that we were going through the motions. I don't know, you get that feeling, right? I mean, you don't want to go through the motions. You want to feel the song.
Absolutely,
Of course,
not.
yeah.
No,
And
I
so,
mean,
doing this right now, I have to say something. This is a terrible thing to admit right now, but I haven't done a performance in front of anyone in years, and my adrenaline's flowing right now. And
That's great.
And concentrating on that rhythm was really, really important to me. My adrenaline is flowing right now, really heavy.
No,
That's why he doesn't feel his wrist.
Exactly. No,
Thank
but
you.
I mean, and look again, I'll correlate it to DJ, and if it's 5 people or if it's 1,000, if you have people that are intent and watching and listening, you want to do your best, and if they're enjoying it, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's a unique feeling that's exciting when you're a performer. I mean,
Yeah.
so I get it. So all good.
Yeah,
So, all right. So, plans. Well, first off, when did you write that song, Joe? Was that recently or was that a while back?
No, these are 1984.
Oh, that song was written that long ago. Okay,
wow.
Cool.
In a way, we kind of don't want to give out the ages because we want it all to be new. But but since
Listen, it's new. It's
new
new.
to me.
It's new. If somebody never heard it and it's yours,
Yeah.
okay,
so I wouldn't worry about when you wrote it. I mean,
It holds up for
exactly.
today.
Exactly.
that was very cool. Thank you
The
very
good
much.
thing that
That's what we don't know. That's the things we don't know.
Here's our advantage right now, and that is back in the 80s, when we were in high school, when we recorded on either a cassette tape or we used an 8-track recorder over here.
Yep.
We have it's an old analog system. We didn't have emails, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have Zencaster, but now we're given all those tools, and we got Studio One now, which is tops in recording music.
We don't. There's so much to learn. We really don't know that much yet at all. We're so used to doing on tape.
The old school way.
The old school way, right?
Yeah, and so there's so many different things to take. Like I'm used to putting a dry vocal down and what we used to do is like put a dry vocal down and maybe double track vocal. I don't feel like I have a strong vocal, so I double track my vocal all the time. But
Gotcha.
Studio One offers things where you might not have to do that. But when Tom and I were talking about this before, about like using effects and stuff on recordings, I would like to get, especially since we're playing acoustically, I like to keep as little electronics between my vocal and the person's ear as possible, But I also want the record to sound good. I also want the record
Well,
to sound,
I think the acoustic part, at least to me, I always liked going places just to hear acoustic music with not all the flash and flare. Listen, now you can recreate anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's just my personal opinion. Now, some people like it, and it has its value and its place. But to me, just stripped down like that, like some of the stuff I listen to is just like very, just basic, like naked, so to speak, acoustic. Like I love Chris Cornell, like the Chris Cornell just songbooks, I think it is, where he just plays just all songs acoustically. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And there's no, and it's all, it's just him singing and the guitar. Like there's no.
It's pure. Yeah.
Extra, right? It's pure. That's the perfect word. So me personally, I like that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love it. If you have a quality guitar, quality instrument, and a quality voice, you don't need a ton of processing.
Right.
And it can be overwhelming. And I kind of grew up with a mix of some of the analog stuff. I mean, the first things I recorded were on my dad's Tascam 4-track mixer with a little cassette tape in it. The same thing that I still have it. I can't bring myself to get rid of it. It's like hidden in the garage because my wife keeps asking me to throw it out.
Sophisticated for us.
It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work. If you could figure out how to make it work, it'd be awesome. But the channel started dying over the years. But I started recording on that, and then it gradually upgraded, and then so much has changed, and now it's everything's digital. And writing music with people through COVID, I've been recording several songs with friends of mine, just sending files back and forth to each other. It's just so easy to do it now. You don't even need amps anymore. I do all my recording with amp sim plugins, and they're incredible.
What do you use for that? You using Pro Tools, or are you using?
I use Logic.
Okay, Logic.
I used Pro Tools for a really long time, and then I went. I don't know, probably somewhere between 5 and 10 years ago, I switched over to Logic, and it's
Great.
So simplified and easy to use, just like everything else Apple's doing. So I've gotten really used to that and gotten some plugins over the years, but I've always tried to work with just a minimal amount of plugins as to not go too crazy.
Yeah,
but
we've been working in OBS. OBS has been good to us. We put some files up on Joe's Facebook page, Frank.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm going to check them out for sure.
Yeah, one of them is called Salt Water. We did that one on a day that we were almost finished, and we didn't even think about it, but I pulled out one of these songs that Joe doesn't even have on our master list, and I said, I want to do this. And we did. We sat down and did it, and it came out great. We just taped it, and we posted it because it was that good, if I do say so myself. I'm his biggest fan. He will not say that his songs are great because he's humble, but he's got the best original songs. There's over 40 of them, and amazing, just amazing lyrics, great melodies, and I get to add to that. I get to build a lead guitar or something, or my guitar part on top of it, and it's fun as hell.
If they sound anything like the one that you played for us earlier, I have no doubt that you got 40 winners. I was kind of saying while you guys were playing, I was making a comment to Frank that we should do something of a like a live session. Where, I could come over, we can actually film it and mic it up, and
I like that.
Put something together, add some more content.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely can do that for the site. Love to do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Definitely. I would definitely love to do that. I was talking to Tom, an idea I had, and Danny Coleman. I was talking to Danny Coleman about this too, about as far as like getting original music together, because it's hard to play out original music.
Get Danny over too. Like I said, I know Danny and I haven't seen him in a long time, but I definitely know Danny.
He's already talked to him. He's going to be helping out. But I talked to him because he's got his radio show. You're aware of his radio show.
Yep, for sure.
So he's familiar with a lot of people and a lot of the venues and stuff like that.
He knows, he has a lot of connections. Absolutely.
I said to him, why don't we get a thing where like we have like 3 acts, like Tom and him, but like I was thinking Tom and I, and then he's got a couple buddies of his he used to play with, Mike O'Grady and Mike Italiano, and I was thinking another group, and they're songwriters. So
Okay.
it's like impossible to sell an original act, but I had the idea of maybe like if we got 3 acts of 3 good, you have to be good songwriters, but I think
And make a show out of it.
so I was thinking that might be something to sell. I don't know. I ran it by a couple of people, but how do you do something like that? How do you sell something like that? How do you
Where would it be? Like in
I
Hamilton?
don't know. I know.
I know some promoters. We can talk.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You'd have
Well, that's what you need. No, I mean, listen.
promoters. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do
Knowing
that.
people is part of it, but having somebody to plug you and get the word out and know where to go, the channels to
Yeah, it's not like
make
we have
sure you're
albums.
seen.
It's not like we have albums out. I was thinking, we have
Right.
number. I was thinking numbers. That's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Like 3 groups. There's numbers, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, and listen, that's the way to start. I mean, when people hear you and then they want to come back out, they're gonna bring more people with them, and that's, I mean, you guys know. I mean, that's the way that.
Well, we got our
rolls.
start right here on
This is
Nerdthusiast
Right here on-
That's it.
with
That's it.
Ed and Frank.
So in a couple of years, you'll just be like, yeah, I remember back when we did that Nerdthusiast podcast.
Just remember us, all right?
That's it.
When you're playing at the Garden, just make sure you call us.
Are you guys fans of?
You want me to sign your cast?
You guys
There you go.
fans of Nerdrotic, or you ever heard of Nerdrotic on YouTube? You guys on YouTube?
I'm on.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
Nerdthusiast is on YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with them. No,
No.
Do you guys do movies and stuff like that?
I'm not familiar with
No, I'm not.
who they are.
Okay, no, I was wondering what you guys do as your promotion, as your show.
Oh, as far as promoting it.
What you do? What is your show? What is your
Oh,
content?
well, Nerdthusiast is a lot of different things. Yeah, I mean, it's Matt,
poker,
who originally started the company, came up with basically like nerdy things. So we do content on poker, we do content on collectibles, we do content on music,
Movies.
we do content
video
on movies,
games.
video games. So it's anything that people are kind of nerdy about. And
Yeah,
there's
okay,
No,
so-
there's no limit. So it's, we did one, a buddy of mine owns, buys and sells exotic cars. We did a big interview with him at his place. There's people that do Disney for us, like Disney stuff, where a lot of people are into Disney. So the sky's the limit. I mean, we have no real restriction, but we try to find something that people are passionate about. And obviously music is a huge passion of a large group of people.
Mhm.
So, that's kind of what the channel's all about.
That's awesome. That's quite a following. Oh my God. We can.
Yeah, no, we've over the years we've built it up pretty well. So pretty exciting, and hopefully it keeps rolling.
Yeah, and what we've been trying to do with Frank and I with this particular show is really focus on local musicians and talk about their music, how they got started, and all of that. And if you have
so
things
many
to promote,
stories
like
to tell.
shows or albums, we that's what we've been trying to do. So we've done a few of those. I was actually a guest on the show with Frank because I we lived next door to each other, and he found out I played music, so I went over. We did this, and then after talking some, I actually became a part of Nerdthusiast and started doing the interviews with him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And we even did one of the other ones Ed and I did together. A buddy of mine's son plays professional NBA 2K.
Wow.
Gets paid to play, so we interviewed him, and that was kind of cool
So
because
cool.
like the gamer people loved it.
Yeah.
He got a ton of views because he promoted it, we promoted it. So
I have
anything interesting and different.
Have
What's
you
that, Tom?
have you been into at all? Have you gone into the Meta with the virtual reality glasses at all?
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
I'm thinking about it.
I have the Meta Quest too, and it is just incredible.
I've been considering it.
I just get on this, like I sit there after my shower, and I got up. I put clothes on.
Thanks.
I'm not judging. You do whatever you want in your house.
We're not interviewing on that one. Yeah.
And then I can go in and I can select. It's not that funny. So I go. You can get on this roller coaster in there, and this is a trigger hand, and this is a trigger hand, and you can go through and shoot these aliens and stuff. And
as you're riding the roller coaster,
it's coming at you. It's real. Like
that's pretty wild.
And when you go down, you feel like you're going down.
You start moving your head. You start ducking.
It's incredible.
I want to get it.
Disney.
A friend of mine,
Disney.
A friend of mine keeps telling me about his. He plays golf on his MetaQuest, and when it's too cold out, I got to work on my golf game. So I figured I'll invest in that instead of trying to get some type of golf simulator in my basement, which would never pass through finance.
That's it.
AKA the voices.
What kind of nerds are you? You got to get virtual reality.
That's it. Hey, next step. All right, so another question, and I'm not trying to switch gears because we just always go off topic, which I love.
Yes.
I like making it free flow, but who were your influences music-wise? I know these are the canned questions, but
Beatles.
And what kind of music do you like, or over the years have you liked? And this is an individual question, by the way, so you both have to answer. Go ahead.
Personally, for me, we weaned ourselves on the Beatles. We learned the Beatles. We learned harmony. Beatles taught us how to harmonize, basically. Currently, and all my life, I've always just grown attached to songwriters, singer-songwriters.
Gotcha.
Guys like Petty, guys like Kildae. His catalog that he has written it's perfection.
Oh, we're going to get to hear more eventually, for sure.
We will, definitely.
How about you, Joe?
Well, Beatles, and Stones. I made my little list, but Tom Petty. I've been on a Tom Petty thing lately. Tom Petty's my favorite. Tom Petty's my favorite songwriter.
He grew on me over the years, for sure.
Grew on you? You didn't take him right away?
No, I didn't. And it's weird. As I got older, a lot of groups, I found I appreciated a little bit more. Some I didn't originally really care for. So I don't know. I
found Tom Petty. It was the disco era. There was nothing. We had nothing. And then on Saturday Night Live one night, Tom Petty was on there doing Refugee.
Yep,
I think it was 19.
I remember watching that, actually.
Yeah, at the end they were slapping each other. It wasn't high fives then.
Yeah,
five like that. And I was like, man, that is cool. I thought that was the coolest thing because all it was disco. There was all that was. And so anyway,
slap his hand or his butt.
They slapped give me five, brother.
That's it. Yeah.
I have some. My dad's a huge Beatles fan. Always has been. I thought I had them in the room here. I don't. I think they're in the other room. But I have some old Beatles vinyl from the 70s.
I was telling Tom that's how I learned to sing. We were talking about when we first got together. Tom came in as the lead singer. We didn't have a singer, but I had taught myself how to sing harmonies just from. I was a big Beatle head. I didn't even know I was going to. Excuse me. I didn't even know I was going to be a musician, but I loved the Beatles and I could pick out all their voices. So what I was able to do is pick out the voice and sing their part. So that's how I learned. I taught myself how to sing harmony that way. And then Tom came along, and I kind of already knew how to sing harmony. I didn't even realize it until he came into my life. And I was like, oh, I can sing harmony. And then we got the Simon and Garfunkel thing going early on.
There's a chemistry. There's a chemistry that you can't learn at any university.
Agree for sure.
It's been built on for years and years and years, and there's a relationship with every harmony. And I know what he's going to do next, and he knows what I'm going to do next. It's quite an intriguing thing. It's awesome. I love it.
That's excellent.
I think that's why it works so well, because we kind of do. We kind of feel, it's like a sort of vibration or something like that. And if you sing harmony, when you hit that note, when you hit that harmony right, you feel that. You can feel it physically. When we're playing, we can feel it. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So
it's not easy to do either with harmony. It's tough. Especially when you're doing it live, because you hear what the other person's doing. You want to gravitate to their note, and you're like,
yeah.
Stop it. It's hard.
that's funny too, because that goes on in your brain. You're saying stop it, but it doesn't matter. Your muscles are going.
I know. Yeah, it's hard. You have to practice that a lot. It's not easy.
And so what?
This is new gear. I just got this. It's awesome.
What is that?
It's a hot amp, little practice jobber. You plug in there and you can turn the volume, and it hooks into my phone. This is for my Strat, and you could make different sounds out of it, like give it different effects through your phone. It's pretty wild. Anyway, cool. New gear.
Yeah, we
keep up with the times.
Yeah. And Frank, do you see the boombox in the back?
I do. Yeah. Did you put that up for me or what?
We put that up because Joe said it's perfect, so we did it.
I like it.
We got it. I started to make this room. I don't know why. The only soundproofing I could get. This was blankets all around, and it's actually like packing what you would pack your crates with. Mm-hmm. But it was also used in soundproofing. So I said, all right, I bought it. I started to hang it around the walls on the rafters, and started to look cool to me. And so me and Tom kind of finished it. My dad, who passed away a few years ago, had a workbench down here too, actually. But we took the big old wooden workbench, and my mother painted it fire engine red. You can't see it, but it's fire engine red. It's huge. So we got the big room down here in black, and got this thing painted fire engine red, and we had a big empty space back there. I couldn't think of something to put up there. My mom bought me that for Christmas one year, a couple of years ago, and I got some wires.
Very cool.
I hung it up all by myself. It was a trick to get it up there. It's on the, I don't know how to do this, but it's on the rafters. One rafter's over here, one rafter's over here.
Yeah, we had to piece together.
I had to take the wire and wrap it around. It was a project. It was pretty cool. And then of course I had to paint the wires black, and I was a woman about it.
Don't worry, we're gonna get to see it when we come over for the jam session.
You come over here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll come over. We'll do. That'd be fun to do some.
We definitely want to come back.
Record it.
Please have us back. It's fun, and we want to.
They're gonna come over here.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to try to do that in the future. Any other questions or anything else you got?
This has been great. This is great. I'm glad we were able to get some live content in here, and it was awesome meeting you guys. It's great to know that you're local, that you're Beatles fans.
Yes,
you got some great music. So I'm looking forward to hearing some more, and once you guys get out there, I hope you can find a place to play local.
We will. I will keep you in the loop.
You'll be surprised. You learn a couple covers, and then you work in some originals. And there's a few guys.
We did for 30 years. We played live.
We did, like you said, we did the pub scene. We did the whole. You walk in the bar at 8:00 at night, and you leave at 2:00 in the morning. Mm-hmm. We did so all covers.
And then we took down our regular covers and learned a whole show of Irish and went out on the Irish circuit.
We did all Irish too. Yeah, so we know all about learning songs, but we're just trying to decide what we want to do.
You should check out what's the name of it? Bent Iron Brewing.
It's a new place.
It's a new brewery over here. I don't know if it's technically Chesterfield. I don't know. Or
it might be
Cream
Ridge, maybe.
Cream Ridge.
I'm not sure. It's a few minutes from where we are.
Yeah, it's a really nice place, and they do live music.
Inside area and an outside area.
Yeah, you should check that out because it's recently opened. I'm sure they're looking for people to play. Yeah, once it gets a little nicer out.
You definitely have to do that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we can talk. I definitely have some people I could try to connect you with at different places that I've done some DJ stuff at, see if they're looking for some live music, get you back out there because it sounded really good. It really did. And
thank you for that.
I know, and again, going back to what you guys were both saying, I know it's hard to kind of judge yourself. I think people are either too, I don't want to say optimistic and pessimistic. Those are wrong words, but like you said, you're harder on yourself. So you're like, man, maybe I need to get it better.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Good. I mean,
thank you.
He's got a musician's ear from playing. I like to think I have the DJ ear from DJing, so I think we both musically get it. And I think people would appreciate the music for sure, especially in this area. People that know you as well will definitely come out to support you. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We'll be out there.
I'll be there.
We'll be out there.
Man, thank you so much. That was very
All
cool.
right. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks again. Glover Kildea. This is it. They'll be out there soon. And we're going to go listen to their music. And thanks again, everybody, for joining us here on the Nerdthusiast Music Podcast. Frank, Ed, we'll be back real soon. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much.